Hello, everybody. Happy Monday morning. It's Dave Neal, Power Recapper, host of Bachelor Nation News. I've got a lot of content coming your way today on the heels of what will be the wild ending to this season of The Bachelor. We've got Fantasy Suites tonight, baby, a.k.a. Sex Week. What? That's what they call it, not me. The kids these days, they want to call it for what it is. You try the merchandise, or you don't. It goes both ways. It takes two to tango, sometimes three. But how was your weekend? Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. We've got who may be the next Bachelorette. Now, does this mean I've seen a contract signed by ABC? No, it's just another rumor pointing us into the direction of who it may be. We'll get to that right in a second. Follow me also on the podcast if you want all of the non-Bachelor news. We had an Oscar recap. I play some of my favorite stories of the day. You can go check that out. Bachelor Rush Hour right there. All right, let's get into it. Is the next Bachelorette confirmed? We're about to find out. So, Demois, of course. Oh, I've got the wrong graphic here. Hey, it's a Monday. You lose the graphics. Demois here, of course, completely substantiated, shares rumors. Back again in at Voltaire, spotted Daisy from The Bachelor clearly in chats with two producers at dinner, whining and dining her so hard. Definitely chatting about next Bachelorette status. Just wait for the announcement. Also PSA, and then you go into something else. Also heard this. Maria is the next Bachelorette unless something goes seriously awry. Was decided a long time ago. Okay, well, which one is it? Daisy? Maria? It's my belief that it's Maria. But that's just my hunch. If I were the producer, I think I've got a good, finger on the pulse of what would make good TV here. And I think it's Maria. So much so that we actually see the police force endorsing Maria, at least these two folks. When cops stop you to ask if you're from The Bachelor, has to be the most iconic thing that has ever happened to me. I thought I was in trouble. You are in trouble, Maria. You are in trouble because you're about to go explore new places with a whole bunch of men. And if that's not trouble, I don't know what is. Give it up for this male police officer here, keeping his hands where we can see them, albeit barely. But hey, doing the Lord's work, I guess. She's funding the police right here with some morale boosting. Okay, so we've got Maria. We've got Daisy. Which one's it going to be? And again, your comments, a lot of people want, at least on Reddit, which doesn't speak for the world, want Maria. But they also say it's well known that the franchise does the negotiating and paperwork with multiple leads and then picks one. Sometimes the leads who signed the deals don't find out they weren't picked until they hear the announcement for who it is. All that to say, I wouldn't be surprised if they're negotiating with both of them. Okay, great. So there's this idea that it could be Maria, could be Daisy. It really comes down to two different choices. If they want a sort of, I don't want to say Peter Weber style pick, but, Daisy won't give the same sound bites. She won't probably hold the guys accountable. I just snap my fingers. She won't she's not going to be that type of person. She's going to be pleasant and she's going to share her experiences and charming as hell and this and that. Maria, come on. I think Maria would do a better job at eliciting drama amongst the men if they cast a bunch of men who are trying to go after Maria, which, of course, you got the cops chasing her down. Why wouldn't the men? So it's my belief that Maria stands a better shot at drumming up drama, not because of her doing, but look, we saw it on this past season. Maria didn't even want to be in the storyline of drama, and other women brought it to her because they saw her as a threat. Well, if the women see her as a threat, she's a threat, and the men are going to lose their marbles trying to compete for her. That's just my thought. So anyhow, there's articles. Is Maria ready to be the Bachelorette? And how would Bachelor Nation react if she wasn't? Bachelor Nation is rallying for Maria Georges to be the next Bachelorette, but is she ready to hand out roses and accept a Neal Lane ring? All right, they had to throw a Neal Lane ring product placement in there. How hilarious. While recapping Maria's exit from Joey's season, The Bachelor on the Here for the Right Reasons podcast, Bachelor alum Jill Chin acknowledged the call for Maria to get the gig with the counter argument. Here's what she said. I think that there's such a pull for her to be Bachelorette, but the most important thing for the franchise people have to remember is an engagement. Is Maria going to be ready to get engaged? I don't know, Jill said. It doesn't seem like she really is ready now. I think that if Paradise were going to be first, sure thing, she would run that beach like nobody's business. I would love to see Maria in Paradise more than anything else. Now, on face value, I want to argue against Jill and go, well, who's to say Maria's not ready? But then again, I understand where she's coming from when we watch the show and Maria hasn't brought a guy home to her dad. But hey, that just means she's not, it doesn't mean she's not ready for marriage. It just means maybe she's picky. Like to be quite honest, take me for an example. I didn't have really many serious relationships until my current one. I just wasn't going to go through all of the things with someone I wasn't dead set on. And so for me, it was 0 to 1,000 when the timing was right. You know what I mean? But everyone's different. So to say she's not ready, it's like, well, maybe Maria lives in a world that's less traditional, and maybe that'll play into her being able to go leap into it. And by the way, does Bachelor, do the producers really care if they're ready for marriage? Let's be honest here. Who from the show is getting married? Sure, we've got a couple recent successes, Zach and Katie. I mean, time will tell, but for the most part, it's an utter failure. All right, so I guess to answer the question we had here in the opening, is next Bachelorette confirmed? No. The short answer is no, but I still think I would put my money down on it being Maria and us finding out maybe next week at the Women Tell All. Maybe not. Maybe not at the Women Tell All. Maybe at the finale. Either way, it probably would air end of May and then followed by Golden Bachelorette in the fall. And as it looks like right now, unless there's information coming out that we don't know about, it looks like Bachelor in Paradise is dead in the water, which would mean, why would they want to let go of a once-in-a-generation reality TV star? I don't think it's up for Maria to decide whether or not she's a star. I think the audience already did that for her. All right, I'm going to go into some Fantasy Suite here. We're going to combine a few different stories. Let's jump into Fantasy Suite weekend and see what we have going on with some of the previews. Have a watch.
This week is Fantasy Suites. The possibility of true intimacy.
I'm falling in love with him deeper and deeper.
Deeper and deeper.
Everything with Joey feels so natural.
I don't want to think about him with somebody else.
Well, that's going to happen.
I don't understand what this is. This is like my worst nightmare.
Coming up tonight on The Bachelor. All right, and we will be live at 7 p.m. East Coast for a pre-show live stream. Catch that there. Of course, the whole comment section is people wanting Maria for Bachelor. Someone said, not gonna lie, I'm just not that invested now that Maria is gone. Make Maria the Bachelorette. Guys, grassroots. I don't think this is industry trying to push Maria on us. I think audiences just like her. All right, the keys to Fantasy Suite. Share how you feel. All right, that's a stupid one. Let's move it on. So here we have another.
Love is a leap of faith, and let me tell you, I feel like I'm about to take the biggest leap.
We have a special connection, but I've been having like an inner battle with myself to push myself to open up
Weird
to
music.
him.
I could see myself definitely saying yes to a proposal from Joey.
Just the thought of the other women and their relationships with Joey,
It's just a little scary, and
I just get in my head about it.
I'm definitely falling in love with him, and I feel like that's why it's like scary and why I'm probably being more emotional than normal.
And I just have to be super open about how I'm feeling and just be present with Joey.
I'm in a place that I feel like I'm falling in love with all of them.
But I've been struggling with the fact that I don't feel right.
Love is a leap of faith.
There it is. He doesn't feel right. And why is that? We'll have to see how, why he feels that way. Let's see. Any other trailers for tonight's episode? I think here's one.
We started this whole thing, 32 women showed up at the mansion. That's the most women we've ever had show up. And now we're down to just 3.
It's crazy.
Daisy, Rachel, and Kelsey. I want to talk about them. All right, let's start with Rachel.
I knew immediately this was someone that it felt like I already knew her coming in. And it's been since Spain that I've realized okay, this is something that can continue to grow. With Daisy, from the beginning, I had this draw to her. And she was the first real connection I had. And to have the day we had in Minnesota, we took the biggest step possible.
Kelsey.
She always has been this bright light, this energy, this someone that every time I'm with, it's impossible for me not to have a good time. But I've held back in some ways because I'm afraid that I would express something and it's not reciprocated. I hate that I have these fears. I've only let go once in my life fully and let someone completely in. And when it got taken away, I don't want to feel like that again.
Was he talking about Charity? I don't know. I never bought that he was head over heels for Charity. I didn't buy the heartbreak. You know, when you see someone like Blake Horstman and how he was crushed by Becca, that was heartbreak. I didn't feel that with Joey. Maybe that was just me. I don't know.
We are in Tulum, Mexico, and I am falling in love with every woman that is here.
Oh my God, there's a stingray right under us.
Love is a leap of faith. And let me tell you, I feel like I'm about to take the biggest leap.
This week is potential fantasy suites. Then I hope by the end of this I feel everything I need to be able to get down on one knee and know it's my person.
I'm falling in love with you fully. I've felt it for a while.
I am falling in love with him.
It's a wonderful feeling to love. Intimacy for men is different than it is for women.
Okay. I have been in your shoes. Yeah. I didn't get chosen, and that was hard. Always have something in the back of your head that you might not be it.
She said that she's okay. I can tell that she's not.
There's still 2 other women, so I could literally, get my heart broken.
I can't see because I know that you're having a time with someone else. I am definitely terrified that maybe me opening up, it's too late.
I have this feeling deep down inside once I show every part of myself, people don't fall in love with me. It says we need to talk. I don't understand what this is. This is like my worst nightmare. This would derail everything.
There it is. What a weird trailer. So he gets a note. We need to talk. Nobody wants to see that note. No, we don't need to talk. We're fine. Let's just, sweep our problems under the rug. No need to talk here. All right, that'll be all tonight. Like I said, live 7 p.m. East Coast if you want to join us pre-show. And I'll be live at noon Central Time for our Patreon live stream, patreon.com/Dave Neal. We'll see you then.